Well, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us once again on this live stream coverage of the IBSA Goalball European Championships 2021 from Pailahti in Finland. We are back with the women's semi-finals. It's a repeat of the final pool fixture we had this morning between Finland and Spain. Team presentations on the horizon. Work to do for Paco Monreal's Spanish side. They went down 4-0 this morning. Still made it through to the semi-finals after Poland and Hungary failed to claim anything from their final pool fixtures. The host nation, Finland, enter this game high on confidence, top of women's pool X. They haven't lost a single game en route to these semi-finals. They are also the only team at the tournament in the men's side as well. The only team at the entire championships to have conceded in single digits, just 6 goals against Finland on the way to these semi-finals. We'll head to the presentations now and rejoin you. Start our coverage once they are complete.
Very good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first semi-final game of the women's tournament at 2021 IBSA Goalball European Championship Group here in Pailahti. As of 4 hours earlier, we have this time also teams Finland and Spain on the court. And we start the lineup of the team Spain. Player number 1. Maria del Marmarino. Player number 2, Sara Alvarez. Player number 3, Esther Avila. Player number 7, Maides Santesteban. Player number 8, Sonia Lopez. And player number 9, Eva Nunes. Head coach, Paco Monreal. Assistant coach, Isabel Rico. And staff member, Alejandro Perez. Here present the home team, Finland. Player number 1, Susanna Halme. Player number 2, Krista Leppänen. Player number 4, Asra Tayebi. Player number 5, Ida Kauppila. Player number 6, Jasmin Mikkola. Player number 7, Ina Grönlund. Head coach, Arttu Mäkinen. Assistant coach, Tiina Hubli-Roke. And staff member, Petri Räpinä. And the referees of this semi-final match. Mr. Robert Avery from Great Britain and Mr. Rick Amas from Portugal.
Well, that's the presentations complete. Couple more minutes for the teams to run through some drills on the court before we have the first throw of the semi-finals here in Pailahti, Finland. Finland have their starting three on the court, and they'll be going with Liida Kaupala wearing the number 5, Krista Leiponen wearing the number 2, and of course, the top scorer for the host nation, Susanna Halme, wearing the number 1. Combination of those three players counts for all of Finland's goals. Susanna Halme has 8, Krista Leiponen has 7, and Liida Kaupala has 6. Mathematicians amongst you may notice from the goal difference that they've actually scored 22 in total. There was one own goal in the pool phase for Finland. And Spain have had a leaner time of it in front of goal. They've scored just 10 times en route to these semi-finals. Top scorer, Maida Santesteban, who wears the number 7 shirt. And then the joint second highest scorers for Spain are Sonia Lopez and Eva Nunez, both with 2. Esther Avila and Sara Alvarez each have 1 goal to their names, respectively, at these championships. In this morning's game, Finland were relatively comfortable. Without being exceptional, it must be said. They found the net twice from open play, both of those from Susanna Halme. There were penalty throws from Liida Kaupala and Krista Leiponen. Errors from Spain, their ultimate undoing. So Monreal's first choice 3 are on the court, going with the number 2, Sara Alvarez, playing on the right. The number 3 is Esther Avila. He'll start in the centre, and wide on the left, the number 9, Eva Nunez. It is a change from the lineup which started the game earlier this morning against Finland. Maria Del Mar Marino started at centre in that one. Maida Santesteban had started on the left, while Sonia Lopez was on the right. So wholesale changes. Spain, different lineup. Will it lead to a different outcome? Not long for us to find out now. The officials going through the pre-match checks, checking the patching. Inspecting the eye shades. Not just the opportunity to make it into tomorrow's final on offer here. The winner of this game will be assured of a promotion to the A pool, opens up the opportunity to go to the World Championships in Guangzhou, China next year, and the Paris Games in 2024. Finland are in their white shirts with the blue detailing running from the armpit down the sides of the ribs. Spain in their shirts with a red front and a blue back. It'll be Spain to throw first in this fixture. One of our match officials, Mr. Robert Avery. We'll confirm that momentarily. He has the ball in front of the judges' table.
This game, I have Spain on my left, Finland on my right. I remind spectators to be quiet while the ball is in play and to turn off your mobile phones. Thank you. Spain will start the ball. Quiet, please. Centre. Play.
Taylor throws first. First throw is out. Ball with Susanna Halme. Halme wide right for Finland. In 360 to her left with the bouncing ball down the centre, and it's saved. Nunez off target with Spain's second throw. Halme. There's another bite of the sherry. Straight down the line, simple routine for Nunez. Down nice and early low to her left. Sara Alvarez goes on the diagonal, tipped around and blocked out by Halme. Krista Liipanen steps wide left to throw. A good save from the feet of Esther Avila. Moves so quickly and effortlessly at the top of that arrowhead formation for Spain. Halme. Again, blocked by the dynamism of Esther Avila. Now with Nunez, wide left. Throws directly ahead of her. Halme is behind it. Liipanen came over. Halme opts to keep it. Her throw on the diagonal is blocked, and Sara Alvarez made the block and then left it for a teammate. Esther Avila had no choice but to cede possession there. 10-second timer was dwindling. Liipanen from wide left, directly at Sara Alvarez, who makes the block. The number 2 up to her feet, holds it in her right hand, comes forward, goes diagonal. It's bouncing towards Halme and it's off her shins. She gathers it at 3 meters. Stays wide right for the next throw. It's diagonal into the center. It's saved by Avila. Avila for Nunez now. The number 9 wide left. Goes down the line. It's on target. It's blocked out by Halme. The number 1 will have the next throw. It's blocked out off the fingertips of Nunez. Alvarez switches to wide right. She's well off the court though. Liipanen bounces one. It's beyond Avila into the legs of Nunez, and then Avila spins round to claim the ball. closest to come to a goal in the opening 2.5 minutes. Ball saved at centre by Avila. Hands it to her left. Nunez now, left-handed. Couldn't get it through the gap. You'll have to forgive me. It's actually Mina Grandrus starting at centre for Finland. Susanna Halme throws diagonally. Alvarez makes the block. Grandrus shifts to her left and the ball travels to her right. It's blocked out by Halme. Gives it to Leiponen. Leiponen switches to throw from the right now. Good pace on it. Good save. Nunez compresses the ball between her ribs and the court surface to nullify the threat. Here comes Halme. Halme diagonally. It's beyond the feet of Avila into the waist of Alvarez. Alvarez steps forward and wide right. Bouncing effort on the diagonal. Saved by the feet of Grandrus. Leiponen left-handed, bouncing diagonally. Save is made by Avila. Eva Nunez. Save made well in the centre by Grandrus. Halme returns. It's straight into the waist of Nunez. Equipment check. The goggles of Grandrus came dislodged by that last save. Repositioned, and we can get back underway. Spain's ball. Alvarez swaps from right to left, switches back to the right for throwing, and then diagonally down the centre, up off the body of Grandrus. Falls kindly in front of her at 3 meters, plays it to her left. It's now with Leiponen. Leiponen. And it's vicious, and it's in the back of the net. Absolutely rifled home. Finland 1. Spain 0. Save made by Susanna Halme. Leiponen now joint top scorer on 8 goals with Susanna Halme. Halme close, tipped around the post by Nunez. Another effort, strays just wide. Block made by the legs of Leiponen. Leiponen wide left, left-handed effort. It's bouncing, and it's blocked by Avila. So versatile in attack, Krista Leiponen. Has an array of options in her attacking arsenal. And Susanna Halme has an effort saved by the feet of Eva Nunez. Nunez returns straight at Halme. Halme lines up right of centre, spins 360 to her left. It's bobbling, it's over. Avila. No, it's not. It's up and it drops back in front of her. The number 3 collects it, plays it to her left. Nunez throws down the middle and Grandrus makes the save. Hand it over to Leiponen, left of centre. He whips it towards the corner. Good save again from Sara Alvarez. Swings the legs round to deflect the ball away from goal. Alvarez stays on the right side for her throw. On the diagonal, Halme behind it. Avila with the ball in the centre. Tipped around the post by Halme. Blocked out. Finland's ball. Liipanen switches to wide left, looking for the gap between Avila and Alvarez. Does get past the feet of Avila, but Alvarez right behind it. Midway through the first half, Finland 1, Spain 0. Save from Halme. Timeout called. They're a very composed team, Finland. They haven't been panicked or flustered in any of their games at this tournament to date. Most pressure they faced came in a 3-3 draw with France. Mr. Liipanen will get us back underway. Stands wide left. Throws right-handed. There's good power on it. It's trickling goalwards off the legs of Avila, and Alvarez sweeps her ankles round the ball to block it out. On Spain's right side, Alvarez steps forward. Good power. Kept it hugging the touchline, then just drifted in at the last moment. Liipanen was there to make the block. Liipanen throws and Avila blocks it out. Alvarez goes diagonally. It's saved at centre, 3 meters in front of the net by Gronrus. And Halme returns straight down the line. Nunez picks it up and fires back at Halme. Saved with the thighs. And now she steps up for another throw. 360-degree spin to her left. It's bouncing and bobbling, and it's off the knees of Nunez, then gathered at 4 meters by Avila. Gives it back to the number 9, and Nunez whips it down the centre. It's got accuracy and power. Not enough to get through Mina Gronrus. Given to Liipanen. She switches to right of centre for the next effort. Plenty of pace on the ball, but not the accuracy required. Drift wide of Eva Nunez and Spain's left hand upright. Alvarez picks the ball up on the left. A momentary pause. The Marshall on the court then put the ball in the hands of the competitor rather than dropping it on the 1.5 meter line as is required. Officials correct it, and Spain's effort is saved by Halme. Halme then whips it back down diagonally from right to left, saved by Avila, drops it back to Alvarez. Alvarez from 3 meters plays it straight ahead of her, and it's into the legs of Liipanen. Liipanen steps up, stays wide left for the next throw, goes left-handed, bouncing, and it's off the body and held by Avila in the center. She'll give it back to Alvarez. Alvarez wide right. Off the fingertips of Gronrus, but diving to the right was Liipanen to assist her teammate. Liipanen's effort on the diagonal, and it's out. Nunez has it. Nunez brings it in from left to right, and save made at center by Gronrus. Halme, bouncing ball. It's saved by Esther Avila. Timeout called by Spain. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock in this first half. Well, Paco Monreal made sweeping changes to the lineup. from the side that played Finland this morning. So far, there is improvement. They have yet to find the back of the net. However, they're largely frustrating Finland. Alvarez tries to get the game back underway. Now she gives it to Avila. Avila will throw from centre. Well off target. Now Halme on the right for Finland. Down the line, Nunez is right behind it. Both of Halme's efforts in the first game, at least the first one, successful on the angle. Not thrown that shot too many times in this game. It's been going directly ahead of her more often than not. Even Nunez has been equal to it. This time, Halme does go diagonally. It's off the legs of Avila. Blocked out. Less than 3 minutes to play in the opening half. Alvarez, diagonally. Halme behind it. Blocked out. Halme bounces it down the line, and Nunez again right behind it. He throws diagonally, ball saved at centre by Gronroos, handed over to Liipanen. He's in the centre, throws it down the middle, and Avila makes the block. Given to Alvarez. Alvarez comes forward, right-handed, goes diagonally. It's off the toes of Gronroos and then into the arms of Halme. Halme, her effort drifts in from right to left and saved at centre. Nunez, left-handed throw, saved by the legs of Gronroos. Given to Liipanen, she swaps to throw from the right. Hits it straight down the line and it's saved by Nunez. Now with Avila. Nunez walks back, aligns herself by running a right hand across the frame of the crossbar. Her effort down the middle is saved by Gronroos. And Halme off target. Save made in the centre for Spain. Alvarez has it. Step right of centre, throws toward the middle. The dive of Gronroos to her left. Enough to make the block. Here comes Halme. This is on the angle and it's off the side of the court. Less than 60 seconds to play. And this game wide open. Alvarez. Throws diagonally, saved in the centre. Now with Liipanen. Liipanen on the left. Spinning and bouncing the ball on the diagonal. It's off the chest and blocked out by Avila. Down the middle off the legs of Gronroos. And Halme, right-handed. 360 spin, and it's off the legs of Avila and blocked out. Less than 30 seconds to play in the first half. Alvarez now on the angle. Blocked by Gronroos' legs. He recovers at 6 meters and bounces it back to Halme, who's waiting behind her. Halme throws quickly. It's down the center and it's saved by Avila, given to Nunez, the number 9 for Spain. Is left of center and she'll throw it straight ahead of a save made by Halme, given to Liipanen. Liipanen carries it wide left. Won't have time to throw before the half-time siren. So it was 3-0 at half-time in the opening fixture between these two sides today. So at the interval, it's arguably Spain who might well be the happier of the two sides. Is the host whose performance hasn't hit the same heights, while defensively Spain have got much, much better. Never afraid to ring the changes, and Paco Monreal is making a change at half time. He'll introduce his top scorer, Maider Santesteban, replacing Eva Nunez. It's a straight swap with Nunez vacating that left-sided position. Santesteban slotting right in. Those who are present in the arena attempting to energize the home side. What it would mean for them to not only earn promotion out of Pool B and return to the A pool, but to do so with a gold medal while hosting these championships. Well, wouldn't that be special after such a long time without any international action?
Second half of this game, I have Spain on my left, Finland on my right. Half-time score, Spain 0, Finland 1. Substitution for Spain, out number 9, in number 7. Finland will start with the ball. Quiet, please. Centre.
Finland start with the ball, centered by the match official, and Krista Liipanen is going to start. Dummy run from Halme on the right, and then Liipanen throws, and it's off the legs of Avila, and then into her chest. Catches it on the follow-up. Santesteban's first throw directly at Halme. Halme wide right. Blocked by Avila, who is diving at full stretch to her left. Not the tallest member of the Spanish team, but Esther Avila has to be said. On average, probably covers the most amount of that goal. Another good block with the feet from the number 3. Here comes Alvarez. Diagonal throw saved at centre. Down the middle. Save is made by Grand Roos. Bouncing effort down the middle. Now Halme goes diagonally. Shot is saved by Avila. In the middle to Spain. It's out from Santesteban. Avila with the save in the centre. Here comes Alvarez from wide right. Throws on the angle diagonally and drifts outside the right-hand post of Finland. Halme hands it over to Liipanen. Liipanen is going to throw from the right this time. Plenty of power. It's off the hands of Avila, then off the body of Santesteban. Alvarez taking no chances. Gives possession back to Finland to avoid falling foul of the 10-second timer. Liipanen. And it's a good throw, and it's a good save with the feet by Santesteban. Spanish goal would really turn this game on its head. Spoke of how composed Finland have been. Sure, they'd like to double their lead. Give themselves more of a comfortable cushion in this one. These championships certainly not short on tense performances. Day one was the day for the big scoring. Day two, with several draws that were all absolutely enthralling. Susanna Helme for Finland, spinning effort. It's under Avila, not past Santesteban. The number 7 steps up, throws right-handed directly at Halme and blocked by the hips. And the number 1 will throw next. Bouncing effort down the middle, well blocked by Avila. Alvarez down the middle from right to left. The save is made by Gronroos and given to Liipanen. Liipanen, the power on it, not enough to get through. Alvarez, now it's Avila. Throws from centre, throws wide. Now it's with Liipanen, who does have a penalty throw. And it is beyond Avila, and the lead is doubled. So is Krista Liipanen's tally for today. Timeout called by Spain. They weren't happy with the decision when it was given. The assistant coach onto the court now with the tactics board. That could be a massive goal for Finland. And still, they have only conceded 6 at this tournament. Spain didn't manage to get through them in their first game today. First meeting of these sides. Now, Santesteban's ball is off the body of Halme and out. Now Halme spinning, and it cuts in from right to left, saved at centre by Avila. Given to Alvarez, jogs to the right of the court, throws straight ahead of her, and Liepinen makes the block. Number 2 stoops forward and releases a bouncing drive down the middle of the court, and the save is made by Avila. Alvarez will go again. A diagonal throw saved at 3 meters by Gronroos in the center. Now with Halme. Halme wide right. Wide effort. Spain ball. Santesteban, right-handed, whips it down the center of the court. Gronroos makes the block and gives it to Liepinen on her left. Liepinen, right-handed. Then off target. Alvarez switches to the right-hand side, picking it up on the left. The throw is saved in the middle by Gronroos. Now Halme will go again. The number 1. Bouncing effort down the middle, into the legs of Avila, now given to Santesteban. Santesteban comes forward. And her effort saved by the legs of Gronroos, who stretched them out to her right. Now with Liepinen, wide left. Plenty of power! In the back of the net, that's the hat-trick. Might be the knockout blow. Finland 3, Spain 0. Trista Liepinen, now the top scorer. For Finland, she has 10 in total after coming into this game on 7. Six minutes to play. Ball is out from Santesteban. Save is made by Avila in the center. Now with Alvarez. This remains wide right for Spain. Throws diagonally, save made by Gronroos in the middle. Now Liepinen. Wide left, left-handed, stoop low, spins 360 degrees, and it bounces into the stomach of Avila 3 meters in front of the center of Spain's net. Now down the middle, it is thrown by Santesteban, and Gronroos is behind it, hands it over to Halme. Halme throws from center, bounces it, drifts towards the left, it's up off the legs and behind the goal. After bouncing and flashing past the front of the post, Finland 5 minutes away from a final gold medal game. Avila, wide left, looking for the gap. It gets off the toes of Gronroos, but then into the arms of Halme, who is waiting behind her. Timeout has been called. And a very wise call from the Finnish bench. Just keep going. It has largely been Finland's tactic throughout this tournament. Bar France, who were the only side to take anything from the host in a 3-all draw, they have just ground down everyone else they have come up against. Trista Liepinen, wide left, right-handed. Lots of power again. Good block by the legs of Avila. Blocked out. Save made by Halme. Now with Avila in the middle. Gives it to Santesteban. Santesteban plays it straight ahead of her. Off the feet of Halme, and the ball drifts into the centre for Gronroos. Gronroos has a throw. think that may actually be Grondrus's first attempt in this game. Very much in a defensive role when Halme and Liipinen have the lion's share of attacking duty. Liipinen goes right-handed now, and the ball is wide. And Esteban bounces one down the middle. Grondrus is behind it. Now with Halme. Halme bouncing it down the middle, and the save is made by Avila. Avila whips it back quickly in the direction of Halme, and she is quick down onto the court surface to make the block. Halme returns diagonally. It's down the middle. Save is made by Avila. And Liipinen's effort is off the legs of Alvarez. Alvarez comes forward on the diagonal, and Halme blocks it out. Now Halme from wide right, right-handed, goes diagonally. It's bouncing. It's off the legs of Avila into the air. Timeout called by Spain. And there is a little over 3 minutes left to play in this one. Finland 3 goals to the good. All from Krista Liipinen. 2 in open play, 1 for a penalty throw. Same throw diagonally, save made by Halme. Halme wide right. Comes forward and bounces on the diagonal. It's into the center where it's saved by Avila. Avila gives it to Alvarez. Alvarez wide right. Ball drifts in from right to left and saved at 3 meters by the center, Grondrus. He rolls it to her left, and Krista Liipinen will carry it to the right of the court and whip it in the direction of Sant Esteban. It's blocked out by the legs. Now bounce down the middle. Save made by Grondrus. Now given to Halme on the right. 8 goals so far at the tournament for Halme. She got 2 against Spain this morning. This will be the first game she hasn't scored in if it continues in this vein. Krista Liipinen wide left now for Finland. Left-handed, spins 360 degrees. It's bouncing and it's awkward. It's beyond Avila, but it's off the legs of Sant Esteban and blocked out. 2.5 minutes to play. Bouncing effort down the middle from Sant Esteban, saved by Grondrus. Sant Esteban with the next throw, right-handed again. Grondrus makes the save. This time just right of center with the legs. Still at 3 meters. And then Halme on the diagonal. Sarah Alvarez is ready and waiting, makes the block, and it's blocked out. Alvarez, right-handed, on target, and well held by Liipinen. Liipinen rips it down the center. Avila makes the block. Sant Esteban, effort down the middle. 90 seconds to play. Finland 3, Spain 0, the home side on the verge of a home final. Now Alvarez from right to left, the block again in the middle by Grönroos. Here comes Halme, and it's off the legs of Santesteban. Number 7, whips it down the middle. It ricochets and bobbles away from Grönroos, collected at 3 meters to her left by Lipanen. And Lipanen, again, goes with power. Can't get beyond Avila with another sweeping kick to clear the ball away. Less than 60 seconds to play. Alvarez, it's at Lipanen on Finland's left. He'll hand it back to Halme, who switches to the left of the next throw, goes right-handed off the hips of Avila and away. 41 seconds left. Zara Alvarez switches to the left of the next throw. It's saved by Grönroos. Gives it to Halme. Halme wide right, spins 360 degrees and plays a diagonal ball. It's saved in the center by Avila. Now with Alvarez. Can Spain get a consolation? Alvarez straight down the line. Lipanen with the block. Timeout called by Finland with 16 seconds left on the clock. They are going to the gold medal game in Pailahti, Finland. They are going to the A pool. Susanna Halme wants the ball. Wants to continue a fine run of goal scoring. Been overtaken as their side top scorer. Not that she'll mind, speaking before the tournament, about how good it is to be back as a team unit. Halme's effort saved by Avila. Timeout called by Spain. 8 seconds left on the clock. Spain will still have one more fixture themselves. They will open the action. Tomorrow morning. Earlier start in Hall B tomorrow. First game at 9 a.m. That will decide who finishes 5th or who finishes 3rd and 4th. Alvarez, their effort is wide. To clarify, the first game tomorrow at 9 a.m. will be to decide 5th and 6th spot. Spain will then take to the court at 11 o'clock. Finland letting the clock tick down. You can hear what it means to those present. Azra Taibbi, jubilant, bouncing in the middle of the huddle to celebrate. The home side are going to the gold medal game, but who will join them? We haven't got too long to find that out either. Next semi-final begins in 45 minutes, just over 45 minutes. Denmark are playing France to decide who will take on Finland for the gold medal tomorrow. Join us in about 45 minutes. We'll be kicking off our coverage just before the start of that game. For more live action from the IBSA Goalball European Championships 2021 Group B in Pailahti, Finland.